welcome back to How to Comprehend YouTube channel with Miss Mary. How are you doing today? I trust you're fine. So today we're going to be talking about vitamin K. Yes, so that's one of the fat-soluble vitamins. So we are taking our time to address the fat-soluble vitamins first, and then we'll go over to the water-soluble vitamins. So vitamin K is a group of chemically similar compounds known as naphthoquinones. Here we have vitamin K1 and we have vitamin K2. Vitamin K1, chemically known as phytoquinones, are found in plants and they're the most useful form of vitamin K, while vitamin K2, known as menaquinones, are the storable form of vitamin K. Now what happens is that the body absorbs vitamin K1 and with the help of the bacteria found in the intestinal tract, that's the normal flora, the Helicobacter pylori, it is converted into vitamin K2, which is the storable vitamin K, and converted and then stored in the fatty tissue and the liver. So now let's consider the benefits of vitamin K. Majorly, vitamin K is known to be the anti-haemorrhagic vitamin, meaning it controls bleeding. With vitamin K, you're able to control bleeding. Now, vitamin K can also be administered as supplements, either orally or intramuscularly, wherever necessary. So considering the other benefits of vitamin K, it's commonly known as the anti-haemorrhagic vitamin, but it has a good number of other health benefits. One of them is bone metabolism. Yeah, with a sufficient blood level of vitamin K, there is an improvement in your bone health, there's a reduction in your risk of fractures, and there's an increase in bone density. And also we talk about cognitive performance. In a study, it was found that healthy individuals from 70 years and above with the highest levels of vitamin K could do better in their ability to recollect information than others. We talk about cardiovascular health also. Yes, with a sufficient blood level of vitamin K, mineralization cannot take place. Mineralization is all about the accumulation of minerals in the arteries. Yes, minerals such as calcium pile up in the arteries, thereby narrowing the space, narrowing the lumen of the artery. And in such a case, the blood needs a greater pressure to pass through the arteries. So with a sufficient blood level of vitamin K, mineralization can take place, and so blood pressure, high blood pressure is kept at bay. Another thing is stroke. Now stroke is all about an obstruction in blood flow, and so blood cannot get to a particular area in the brain and issues setting. So with a sufficient blood level of vitamin K, stroke is also kept at bay. Number 5 is that vitamin K facilitates wound healing. Yeah, by addressing bleeding, it will facilitate the ability of the skin to heal quickly, so you don't have wounds staying too long, you don't have wounds lasting longer than they should. Also, vitamin K has been thought to help in certain conditions such as stretch marks, dealing with stretch marks, scars, stubborn circles under the eyes, spider veins, and so many other skin conditions. Vitamin K also helps in inhibiting the growth of human cancer cells, thereby keeping cancer very far from you. Considering the sources of vitamin K, you can have vitamin K in a high concentration in green leafy vegetables such as spinach, lettuce, kale. Talk about mustard greens, collard greens, cauliflower, and also vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. Then considering fruit source of vitamin K, you can find vitamin K in kiwi, blackberries, avocado, etc. And now considering the animal sources of vitamin K, you have vitamin K in chicken, beef liver, you have vitamin K in pork chops, bacon. Talking about the dairy sources of vitamin K, you have vitamin K in blue cheeses, hard cheeses, soft cheeses. You also have vitamin K in cashew, cashew fruit, and also soybean oil. Yeah. So now let's consider what happens if you do not have sufficient vitamin K. What happens if you're deficient of vitamin K? Now it is worthy of note that it is rare to be deficient of vitamin K. Vitamin K deficiency is rare because we have vitamin K spread across every green leafy vegetable, and everybody consumes this, right? Yes, but it can happen. In cases of chronic malnutrition, where you're not having enough, you're not eating enough sources of vitamin K. And also it can happen in cases of malabsorption. Yeah, this is a condition whereby you actually eat foods that should provide your body with vitamin K, but the vitamin K is not being absorbed due to certain disease conditions like ulcerative colitis. Now, if you are deficient of vitamin K, what happens? You're likely to bruise easily, and of course experience excessive and prolonged bleeding. Why? Because the clotting factors are not produced. Yeah, there's no vitamin K to aid the production of clotting factors that should help in coagulation, that's blood clots, in stopping bleeding. And also we have newborns experience this a lot. We have what we call hemorrhagic disease of the newborn. Now the newborns, of course, do not have vitamin K. They have very low or undetectable levels of vitamin K. You may pause to wonder, so what happens to the food the mother eats? Is it not supposed to be passed on to the child? It is worthy of note that vitamin K is poorly transported through the placenta. The transportation of vitamin K through the placenta is not efficient, so the newborn is deficient of vitamin K, and so it could result in excessive bleeding, jaundice, and may result in loss of the baby. So newborns are usually given vitamin K after birth. Another thing is heavy and prolonged menstrual flow, menorrhagia. Yeah, you notice that your flow is heavy, your monthly flow is heavy and prolonged. And also we consider another benefit of vitamin K as bone metabolism. Your bones get stronger because you have sufficient vitamin K. So without sufficient vitamin K, you experience poor bone density and you're predisposed to conditions such as osteoporosis and also poor heart health. The arteries are likely to experience mineralization, which will eventually lead to an elevated blood pressure and increased risk of going down with stroke, cancer also. So knowing this, I expect that we improve our intake of vitamin K. We've talked about the plant sources, the animal sources, so you have them everywhere. Just visit the grocery store and you will get them all. So see you next Friday where we shall be talking about my own favorite vitamin. Come on, I love this vitamin. Do you care to know? Just subscribe if you haven't, and see you next Friday.